Hello, lovers.
Roses are red, violets are blue. We really want to share our conversation hearts with you.
Welcome to Likewise's third annual Week of Love with a new bookish episode every day. I'm Issa.
And I'm Sam, and we're so excited for you to join us and our Galentines while we share our love of romance books.
What can I say? We love love.
We are so excited to be officially kicking off our second day of Week of Love, but our first day with a guest joining Issa and I today. And today we are talking with our lovely friend Sydney Applegate, host of Talk Wordy podcast, and also author. She's the best. And fun fact, first episode with her on Week of Love 2 years ago, which also is the 2 year anniversary of The Fall of Jericho being released. So today is like a very special day for an episode with her, and we're just so excited to talk with her. And Sydney, I will let you introduce yourself to our audience however you want.
First of all, I can't believe I was able to stay quiet and put while you were doing that intro. I love you guys so much. But yeah, hi, I'm Sydney. I am a writer now, podcaster, heavily influenced by these two, obviously. You should expect nothing less. They are wonderful. I cannot believe it is 2 years since our first episode. We've done Week of Love. Have we done Week of Love every single year? Like this is two, or did we do the Christmas one?
Right, we did the Christmas. But then I was trying to remember. Okay, so I think this is our third. I was like,
Yes.
is it three or four? But yeah, so yeah, we did Week of Love and then Podmas the next year and then now Week of Love again. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. It's so crazy to be like, wow, you guys have been in my life for 2 years and yet 2 years feels like nothing. Um, no, I'm so excited to be here. You can't see it, but I'm in a sweater covered in hearts. I've got the Week of Love spirit in me in this house. So yeah, thank you guys for having me and this is gonna be so fun. I'm so excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Three-peat guest. Ah, we love it. Next time it'll be in person. I'm just saying now.
Manifesting it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited for this episode. We've been dreaming about this for weeks now, and yeah, so stoked as always to have you on. And literally Talk Wordy has become one of my favorite podcasts. So thank you so much for doing that.
Thank you so much for streaming. Little old me, when I started Talk Wordy, I was like, who's even going to listen to this besides maybe me, my husband, and my mom? But no, it's been so fun to develop. I don't think a lot of people think about how difficult it is to not only just start a podcast, but stay consistent with it. So major props to you guys because you've been doing it for years and years and years. And for good reason. Your podcast is wonderful. I love getting to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, it's been really fun. The podcasting life is the best life. I think you two can agree.
Yes, we love it. And obviously this is Week of Love, and so it's very in line with our usual intros of Roses and Thorns. So we're continuing that tradition as per usual. Sam, would you like to kick us off with your Rose and Thorns for today?
Oh, sure. I'll try and keep it quick. My thorn will be, I think I had the longest travel day of my life yesterday. I got home at like midnight and yeah, it was very long. Lots of extra time in the airport, but like I spent an hour. This can be my rose. I spent like the last hour before I boarded hanging out in the Philly airport has like a Coach store and the sales associate in there was so cool. Her and I just like became besties, and I talked her ear off for like an hour because I had more time to spend. I made a new bestie at the Coach store in the Philly airport, and it was great. So that's my rose. Sydney, what are your roses and thorns for the week?
Am I? Oh, for the week. Okay. Bet. I was like, what is the scope of these rose and thorns? Rose and thorn for the week. My thorn is that fun fact. Being vulnerable here, you guys, I got laid off from my full-time job at the start of this month. I guess it's February now, but it happened at like the start of January. Very glad to not be there anymore though. But my thorn is the fact that every week to qualify for unemployment, I have to chart like manually on paper and scan like 5 job applications per week. Um, which is just a whole thing. It's just so tedious, but like if that's my only really big problem that I have, I mean, I can't really complain too much. Just really taxing. I'm an analog girly, so I do like pen and paper, but something about me having to scan something to the government, double it and give it to the next one. I hate it. But my thorn would probably be I have been getting out of my reading slump. I've been in a horrible, horrible reading slump because every time I interview a podcast guest, I read all or as much as I can of their books so that I can like mentally prepare. Um, and I interview someone new practically every week. So I haven't really gotten to sit down and like lock in with a book for me just because I want to read it. And I finally broke the slump. And shout out to Libro FM because that audiobook saved my life. Yeah, that's gonna be my rose for this one.
Ah, yes. Oh my gosh, so proud. Reading slumps, not for the weak. They're so tough. I totally hear you on that. Oh my word. My thorn is that I'm pretty sure my laptop is like dead. I've been trying to turn it on and like hard resetting it with like all the buttons and everything since yesterday morning. So live, laugh, love. So fun. And my rose, honestly, I've had a really fun week and just like lots of hanging out. It was one of my friend's birthdays on Thursday, and then we got to celebrate her on Thursday. We went out to dinner on Friday. Yesterday was a 1-year-old's birthday party, and she's the cutest thing ever. And she got like her bangs cut on Friday, so now she's like a real little girl. I'm like, oh my gosh, growing up so fast. Also yesterday I watched part one of Bridgerton season 4. Benedict has been my favorite since day one, so I'm so stoked. I love it so much.
I need to get on that the new season of Bridgerton. I've like reported on it because it came out, just pop culture wise. I have not gotten to sit down with it because my husband's like, I want to watch it with you. And I'm like, okay, let's sit down and watch it. And he's like, well, I kind of just want to go to bed right now. I'm like, you stink. Luckily, the internet's been very good about not posting any spoilers, knock on wood. But I'm congrats on being a Benedict girl from the start. I don't personally relate, but that's so cool for you. I'm excited to see what the hype is about with him.
This is so funny for me because I, like, probably a year and a half ago, wrote down in my notebook as I was like doing a big dump brainstorm for the novel I'm working on, and it's all caps, need to watch Bridgerton. And I wrote that and I still haven't started. So, and that's all because I love the like Ariana Grande POV strings version used in the show. So, yes, I'll get on that soon. I promise. I keep having to remember that I work from home, and on days when I don't have Zoom meetings or things, I could just like be watching a show while I'm working. Um, every Tuesday, I'm on that video of Talk Wordy. No, I love watching the video version because I like to like see you. So I always put on the video on my like big screen computer next to me while I like work next to it, and it's so nice. Um, so I guess that leads us right into our discussion about following your passions. This year you won. Well, I guess not this year being the new year, but last year. So you dove in, you started Talk Wordy, which we kind of Issa and I, luckily, we knew for a long time that a podcast was coming from you, and we were just on the edges of our seats. But Talk Wordy started, and you also dove way more into doing your photography business, like personally outside of your job. And so that was amazing to see. It's so great. But yes, would love to hear all about how you decided to take the dive into just following your other passions this year.
I am not gonna lie, you guys. So podcast wise, I had always wanted to do a podcast. I majored in media arts in college and I like actually took audio engineering and podcasting courses, and it was so fun. It was going to happen. I just needed to have a concrete plan. But what finally like launched those for me, because I recorded my first few episodes in May, but I held on to them and then I didn't really launch the podcast until August. And then my photography business I opened up at the end of July. Um, if you did not know, I went on book submission in late June. So if we look at the timeline here, it is reasonable to say that I started these 2 try and distract myself from book submission. And if that's the observation that you would be making the accusation, you would be correct. What I tell you what, for any of my authors out there, whether you're a wannabe author, you're an author and you're like actually prepping to like go into querying, I need you to know from the bottom of my heart that querying, if you think querying is bad, just wait till you get on book submission. Truly, I asked an author, like a trad pub author, and I was like, what's your biggest piece of advice for book submission? And she was like, find a hobby and go see a therapist, truly. Because you never know how long it's gonna last. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm doing great right now, so I'm just gonna go find a hobby. And so that's where Talkwordy and photography started. Again, degree in media, so I also loved photography, but I had never really gone full send on those. And I thought, okay, well, I'm gonna have a lot of free time now. Um, why not just go full send on them? If I go full send on as many things as I can, something's bound to move. Um, and so that's what I did. And honestly, I think they are the two things that keep me grounded to the earth while I am still on book submission. um, but also just like I'd wanted to do those for a long time. And I think I was so focused on making the author thing happen that I kind of put those things on the back burner. And I'm like, they are just as important. They are just as valid. And now that I have this like opening, I'm going to take advantage of it. So, yeah, that's kind of how they all developed. Just trying to survive in the middle of book submission. But honestly, like I couldn't see my life without either of those aspects anymore, without podcasting or photography. So, yeah.
That is so fun. It truly has been so much fun watching your journey. And I know like we get a little bit more BTS just because we are friends and like we like to talk about things, right? How has that been for you, like managing three different huge passions all at the same time?
I'm not gonna lie, it's very insane. I have certain days of the week, especially now that I'm not working a 9 to 5. I have certain days of the week where like one thing is getting the bulk of my attention, and then I'll wake up the next morning and be like, wow, I've really neglected my author brand, or I haven't posted something to my photography page in 5 days, whatever it is. So it's kind of like this weird revolving door of trying to figure out what to put all my maximum effort in on each day. Because I know that if I try and do all three, if we count author, podcasting, and photography as the three, if I do all three at the same time and I expect myself to be at 100% for all of that, I'm going to burn myself out so fast. So luckily, a lot of like, especially with Instagram doesn't really want you to post like every single day and spam. That's usually more of a TikTok algorithm, but Instagram is a little bit more forgiving, so I can, cyclically go through um, each of my passions. And then, some days I switch it around if I have like a shoot booked or if I'm interviewing a podcast guest and I'm going to knock out editing. And it's all about trying to find a good balance. It's almost like it makes me think of like when you would sort your medications in those like days of the week containers. It's like I sort all of my passions into like different days of the week. So I build a new routine so that it doesn't feel like it's all coming down on me because I do know it is a lot to manage and that kind of responsibility isn't for everyone. But I also am a perfectionist. So, like, I'm going to figure out a way to make it happen, even if it like kills me, you know?
Yes, it's like that. I always love seeing that post that's just like, I'm going to accomplish my dreams because I'm insane. Like, it's like that is what it is.
No, literally, so I'm a huge music fan. I feel like, those people that are like, oh, I listen to everything, and you like put any kind of music on shuffle and they do know the lyrics. That is in fact me. And I have a playlist um in my Apple Music library called I Will Succeed Because I Am Crazy. That is quite literally the title. And it's all of the multi-genre jams, jams, the multi-genre jams that I just like belt in the car. I mean, it could be Broadway music, it could be um, hip hop, it could be alternative, indie, soul-crushing, sad bangers. Like pick pick your poison. But yeah, that's definitely me.
That's so fun. I I'm like a wild playlist maker, and every time I start getting a little too out of like what the vibe was, like I have yesterday on the plane. It always happens on the plane. I just like start adding things to my playlist because I'm bored or something. And I had this like perfect playlist. Like the vibes were all so similar, but then like my vision for this project, it was like for a book, has like somewhat changed from the beginning forever ago. So I've started just like adding all this stuff and I was like, wow, this is I don't think anyone else but me could like listen to this and like be like, yes, I'll put this on to like hang out. It's like, no, this is just like this is only suited for my brain right now. But I totally get that. I love that so much. With Talk Wordy, I just love how much effort has gone into like the setup, the quality, like I just feel like your attention to all those details have been so great. And I also know that you and your husband have started a like full-on podcast business, so I'm sure that's a big part of it too. What has that been like?
It's been crazy because he had gotten the idea for it after asking me about photography. He was asking me about studio space, how much it costs to like rent one out, uh, you know, take an hour to like rent time for a shoot versus like actually owning the building, the retail space. And when that was just like economically impossible, um, he got the idea of creating a podcast studio or a media recording studio, like building it out of a mobile trailer so that you could take it to whoever. And so we spent nearly all of 2025 getting blueprints done and trademarking, licensing, getting all of the handles. It was a very admin year. But it's actually going to launch this year. Like we get the trailer back, I think in May. And so my podcast will actually move in there once we have it, just so that we can have that kind of proof of concept. My podcast technically was born out of a trial run for the business. I had wanted to do it for so long. I just wanted the audio equipment at first. And then my husband was like, no, we're going to get you the top of the line gear. We're going to see how this works in real time. And then as soon as he finished building my studio, he was like, I have an idea. And we just kind of rolled with it from there. So again, like another big passion project, but he's so technologically savvy and brilliant. Um, he actually does like all the audio engineering. He built my set. He knows exactly what gear to get me. And I just sit and I talk. That's truly all I do. That's kind of all that I'm like qualified to do. Um, but I mean, wherever I'm lacking, his talents make up for it and vice versa. I think we make a really good team and um I'm the creative brain and he's the entrepreneurial brain. So we're so excited to start it up because it's not just podcasting. Podcasting, I like to say that our trailer is like the business mascot because that's our big asset. But we also do like full scale media services. So I get to incorporate my photography and videography into the business should any prospective clients need that. Um, but then like Talk Wordy is the featured client at the same time. So the more that Talk Wordy grows, the more our business in, you know, in tandem grows as well, which is really cool. It's been really fun.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. And like the fact that like you and your husband are working on this together and like just like you said, like he's the entrepreneurial brain and you're like the creative brain, like really coming together. Like you need both of those sides, right? To make any project work or to like at least have the ideas for it and then be like, okay, well, this is a really big thing. So like how are we going to get there? And that's where like everything comes into place, right? And obviously this episode all about you, but how fitting with Week of Love that, maybe we could talk about your partnership with your husband. Like how has that been like really working with him and like all these different areas and like, he's your number one supporter with your authorship and with podcasts and like all these things. Like what has that been like to really not just have him be like your number one fan, but also like just working together and being each other's number one fans in these things?
It's been so special. I have a hard time putting it into words because we have this beautiful relationship like completely unrelated to business and then when we go into business mode, it's not like he's this completely different person. He's just a little more like singular focused, but I still see like his personality in it, and he still like treats me the same or as a business equal, which is crazy because again, he and I have different like ways of thinking. Like he just thinks from a business mindset, and I think of I just want to make this and be happy and affect somebody. And he's like, I'm gonna shake hands, I'm gonna get my name out there, and I'm like, I need more of you. But again, all of the things that I feel like I lack, he is able to kind of supplement, vice versa, but also he's incredibly encouraging. He's like, you can do hard things. You can come with me to this ribbon cutting and we can talk to these people that you would never otherwise speak with, and you're going to do great. And I'm just like, okay. And in turn, I'm like, okay, let's record some content. You're going to be great in front of the camera. Um, but he's so wonderful. He's so nurturing, encouraging, and just, again, all around brilliant. I wouldn't be going into business with him like, because I feel like when you go into business with your spouse, you open yourself up to like potential disagreements or additional stress. And I wouldn't have made that jump if number one, I didn't believe in the idea that he had come up with, and number two, if I just didn't believe in him, period. And um, he, again, like you said, he's supported me through everything. He's been to all my book cons, and he's flown us out or drove us places or set up my table and my equipment, and he's back ordered all my books, and he's just literally, he is an angel. And especially in the author scene, that is not his scene. Okay. That is not in his element. And yet he'll be with me at everything, and he'll be handing out like all my bookmarks and my podcasting cards. And he's the best Instagram husband ever. He'll like take my pictures with anybody that comes and gets their book signed. And he's just all around darling. And yes, business is stressful, but business with him is not. It's like the dead opposite. So it's been wonderful. And I do not know how I got lucky enough to be with him, but also to meet him and be with him so early in life, because we got together when I was 16 and I'm 25. Oh my gosh, this is going to be 10 years. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just had a literal epiphany. I was like, holy crap. That's because I'll be 26 this year. That's 10 years. I'm so lucky. Just to sum it all up, I am so lucky, and he is wonderful. And should you ever see me out in the wild, you'll probably see him with me, because when are we ever separate? Very rare. Um, he's darling. If you love me, you will definitely love him.
We love love. That's amazing. It's so sweet. Um, okay, well, I guess our very last thing before we move out of podcasting, and obviously it can come up again, and into our other topics, very quick, there is some news. You are attending Love LitCon to do some podcast business. So give us a quick little shout about what you're doing there.
So I'd been sitting on the secret that I was going since like November. Um, and I just recently got to reveal it like a couple weeks ago, and I'm going in 11 days, which is mind-boggling. So I'm stoked.
So, so excited for you. I can't wait to be listening and then to hear all about it and to just get like your perspective on everything that is live podcasting and the con and all the things. That is so fun. Congratulations.
Other than starting to just pour so much into your passions in 2025. Um, like you mentioned, you were on sub for most of the year. And you had posted towards the end of the year about just kind of like looking at the things you did in 2025 as an author that were not publishing a book, because you did not publish a book in 2025. And a lot of, especially indie authors, I feel like hold a lot of their worth in their output and how much they write and publish in a certain amount of time. And so, what has that been like? Just, getting in the mindset of your output not being your worth, and still seeing all your other accomplishments.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys, it was so difficult around November because normally I do NaNoWriMo and I don't think I've failed a NaNoWriMo in several years. Um, Taking a complete writing break in November was crazy because, automatically, if I'm not putting out any books, at least I'm writing books. And so taking that break, I was like, wow, I'm doing nothing. And then December hit, and I was like, wow, this break was so healthy, but now my brain is not used to rapidly generating ideas. I still don't have anything to write right now, which gave me a lot of time to reflect and say, okay, but think about all of the local book fairs that I did this year, or think about how many new authors that I networked with and became friends with. I joined a writing group. That was a bucket list item I've had since I was like 19, and I did that in the year that I didn't publish a book. There were just so many other beautiful things that I was able to track besides a book release. And I think it was really good to look back on because also I think a lot of us as authors put our eggs in one basket when it comes to a book release because it's like, if this book doesn't have the most triumphant release of all time, I'm a failure. And I'm like, are you kidding me? 90% of people who start writing a book never even finish it. The fact that you published at all indie or trad or hybrid or whatever, you've beaten odds. You are the top 10%. Um, but it was really cool to look back on because I fell prey to the mindset of, as an author, you release books, you publish books. And as somebody that was on sub trying to go the traditional route, I knew it was going to take a long time. But the fact that I couldn't even say like, "Hey, I've got vague news," like the book deal's coming, I have it, I just can't tell you. Like, not even having that, it was both humbling, but it needed to happen so that I could appreciate everything else that was going on. Um, and so if there are any authors in my shoes in any way remotely related, um, just because you don't release a book in a year doesn't mean that you're not an author or you're not doing well or you're not on track. It's just my husband likes to say that I had a building year. Sometimes you have a building year, even if you don't release a book or you release a book and it doesn't roll out the way that you expected. I mean, the last time I released a book, Amazon duped me up without going super into depth. But like, it wasn't about like the release, it's about the fact that the book exists, whether it's published or if you wrote it or if you partially wrote it or even if you just started brainstorming a book, like you're still an author. Um, so as much as it makes me want to like, kick the leg of a table sometimes because I get so irritated that I'm not doing more, I'm still doing something and that has purpose and that has merit. So, um, yeah, it was good reflection. I needed it. And, but hopefully we had our building year and hopefully, hopefully this is the year. It's like that episode of Friends when Ross can't get his leather pants back up on the second day of January. He was like, this was supposed to be my year. Um, Hopefully, I will say, of course, anybody, including myself, is going to hope that after a year of like outward silence, assuming that like me not releasing a book outwardly, it makes people think that I'm in a season of silence or whatever. Um, I just, of course, I'm going to hope that 2026 brings something I can show and something that I've been like really, really working towards. But the timing's out of my hands, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's so good. I think it even goes back to what you were saying about, podcast studio and how last year was just a year of admin, right? And so it's like, no, people aren't really seeing the results of that. They're not really seeing like all the work that's going into it. They're not seeing anything. So it's like, oh my gosh, what's Sydney Applegate doing? Ah, nothing. Like she's just on submission or she's just doing this. She's just right. It's like all these justs, but it's like, no, people actually don't see all of the behind the scenes. Like they don't see like all of the work that's really being put into it. And so like even if there's quote nothing to show for like 2025, like there's so much work that went into it to prepare you for 2026, to prepare you for 27, 28, and like all the years to come, right? And so like I I love that you're a huge proponent of like you are more than what you do, right? And like that's just something that I feel like we have to continually remember. It's like, okay, just because I'm not like producing, just because I'm not coming out with stuff, like Sam and I had our unplanned hiatus again last year, right? And it's like there were so many months where we weren't doing it. I'm like, do we even come back at this point? Like it's so embarrassing. And it's like, whatever, all this stuff. But then we had to come to a moment. It's like, no, like we're so much more than just the podcast. Like, yes, we love the podcast and we love having this time to like talk with one another and to like interview guests and to like have these excuses to just like chat every week. But at the same time, like we're so much more than just this, right? Like we have our own lives and we have our own experiences, and like these things are building us up in other areas that are going to help us with the podcast later on. And so I love that you're just like a huge advocate for that, and like it's so clear in like the things you post and like the way you write and the things that you talk about and talk wordy, right? And like and the photography too. Oh my gosh, everything is just so good. And I huge Sydney Applegate fan. Like of the things you do, but mostly of the person you are.
It's really sweet. And just a note of encouragement, anybody who's an overnight success was not an overnight success. That was not overnight. That was years in the months, years in the making. You never know until you actually get to look behind the curtain that that's how long it took somebody. And that's why I'm such a big proponent of posting everything in the process. Like, why be secretive when you can be realistic and vulnerable and say, hey, like, I just started drafting a book. And then 2 years down the line, it's like, I was there when I saw her first draft this book. It's just like, that's why Lauren Roberts is so popular. It's because she spent her entire process, like, you saw her drop out of college to write this book, and then she indie published it and it got picked up by Simon and Schuster and blah, blah, blah. You like, yes, post it for you, but also like it gives the people that you want to connect with like a stake in your personal game. They love that stuff. Don't be ashamed that you're not at the top of the mountain yet. People like to know that their favorite people that are working their way up there are still kind of on ground level with them. So,
Yes. That's so good. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And like it's just the things you did in 2025, like even like just writing and author-wise too, I'm like, you still like, I'm like, you finished writing a whole book. Like I'm like, you did that. You also like got agented. Like you had huge milestones. So it was such a great year. And like even I'm like the word building isn't enough. Like, I'm like, I love it. Like, yes, a building year, but like it's not enough. But looking ahead to a very fruitful 2026, fingers crossed. I love that word, fruitful. What is something you're most excited for in your author life in 2026?
oh gosh. Well, I'm telling y'all here first. Well, kind of, I actually mentioned it on my Instagram already, but um we're officially going on submission with my second book um in I believe March, so long as I can stick to my revision schedule, which is so exciting. It is the Dancing with the Stars book. So I'm absolutely ecstatic. I like to say that Bandcamp is the book of my soul, but the Dancing with the Stars book is the book of my heart. Um, it took me so long to write because I wanted to get it right without having to like kill too many darlings. Like it took me 2 years, and I would do it again if I had to because it's do I believe it's the perfect book? Of course not. I don't think any book is perfect, but I feel like it took me so long to write because it was building towards the time in the market that it would most succeed in. I love Bandcamp. I still think that she could get a deal one day. But do I feel like this Dancing with the Stars book is a little bit more zeitgeisty with how big the show is? Yes. Which is funny because I wrote the book before season 33. Like I wrote it during season 32. Like when Jason Mraz was on and nobody was talking about the show, I was writing the book, which I can't believe nobody was talking about that. Jason Mraz was robbed. I love him forever. Um, but I just think all the delays that it took to get to this point were for a reason because if I go on sub in March, I'm going to see the Dancing with the Stars tour in April, literally the next month. And I'm doing like the perfect 10 experience, which means I'll get to like meet the cast and like they'll sign posters and I'll get pictures with them. But my package, my VIP ticket includes I can bring an object from home that they will sign. And so I am bringing them a bind up of the book for them to sign. And I'm going to lose my mind. So I think anything Dancing with the Stars book related is what I am most excited for. But I am drafting a new book, which um is really fun. But until I finish revisions, she is kind of on pause. But revisions shouldn't take me too long because I love editing. I know that's like an oxymoron. What do you mean you love editing? I don't know. It's probably the English major in me. I did media and English because why choose? But I love editing. So it's probably going to be anything Dancing with the Stars related just because going on sub with 3 months before editors go on summer break, I feel like something could happen. I feel like it could, but I don't want to get too cocky. I just really believe in that book. Um, and of course I love it. So we'll see.
Yes. Oh my gosh. As a recent Dancing with the Stars convert who started watching in season 33, sorry Jason Mraz, but also I love him just in general, so I feel like I would have voted for him. Um right before we started recording, I watched the TikTok that you posted right before we got on here about how you got your edits back and your MMC just sounds like you. And I love that so much. Even though he's not supposed to, but I think that's hilarious.
No, I think it's so funny because, I don't think I've ever been told that I can't write a convincing man. Like, I wrote my first book, I wrote the villain narrator, morally gray man, and I never got told he sounds like a 23-year-old woman from Texas. But my agent was like, girl, I could hear you the whole time. I was like, son. No. So that's actually my biggest piece of revision work. And it's funny because I just revised like the first POV chapter that he has and I was like, she was right. She was right. Because I was like, what Russian Mediterranean man who is bilingual would honest to God say, bless their heart? Nobody. No one.
That's so funny.
That is
That's so
hilarious.
much better than anything I could have imagined.
Hey, maybe you're like yeah, so actually he had a partner who was like from Texas who really impacted him. He didn't speak English until he was like helped by someone from Texas. So that's the explanation. No need to fix. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's always funny to have those things come up with editing. But hey, it makes the book that much better to be a fan of the editing process and really put your heart into doing what you know needs to happen to make it that book. Um, yeah, I've just been like, it's been so fun to one, like know about it before it was like really, really blowing up on your social media. And then to see the whole process of like, okay, there is a huge collective of people who want this so bad. Like, and people have like stuck around and they're like, I bet it's sometimes annoying that like you have so many people being like, when is it? I need it. Like, and like they just, but it's so nice that they aren't like, just like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Like maybe one day I'll see it. They're staying for the process. And I think that's so cool.
Yeah, I remember when I started marketing The Fall of Jericho so early. I don't think it's ever too early to market your book. Go off, do what you want to do. I was posting about my book before I had even picked its title, and a video blew up, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, like return to me when this actually releases." And so I did follow up with them, but that was a year gap. I didn't have a lot of retention. This book, however, when the cast started getting involved in conversations or on my posts, it was a year ago and still, literally a year ago, almost today. It was in February last year. And people are still in my DMs. When is this? How do I arc read? How do I do this? I will never be annoyed with that. I understand that it gets to be a lot for some people, especially when they become big names. I don't understand how I will ever get sick of it. So I'm really excited for this book and what might happen to it. Fingers crossed.
I think about that book all the time. Like that is your dancing. Oh my gosh, literally. Project Tango is 100% one of my Roman empires. Like I think about it all the time. I'm just like, wow. And then when I watch them, I think of you and then I think of Sam. I'm just like, wow, what was my life before this? I no idea, no clue how I survived. Um, so I just need more of that. So if it could come out soon, if publishers could pick it up, that'd be really, really great.
I know all the time in my social media, like captions and comments, I'm like, so if you know anybody in publishing, let them know I exist, please.
Right. Oh my gosh. Side note, I remember, so like when Issa and I met Christine Riccio, we have to tell you, our friend loves you, and like you would love, she's working on this project, like you will read it one day. You know, like we were just like so it's so funny because we're always so shy to like go up and introduce ourselves to people, especially like someone like Christine, but we were like, I don't know, for some reason we're like because we're not we did talk about ourselves like after, but like we led with that. Like we were like too scared to introduce ourselves, but we were like, we could talk about our friend. And so we just like immediately were like, you need to hear about our friend. And then, but now you got to tell her about the book yourself.
Good. Yeah, I went to her book tour stop in Austin towards the middle of January, and I had never gotten to meet her in person. Um, I saw she was coming to Texas, and I immediately dropped the $20 to go, and then I road tripped 4 hours. Um, it was so special, and at the end, I got to say, hey, like a long time ago at Romance Con, you were talking about how you wanted a Dancing with the Stars rom-com. I wrote one. And that's it. I was just like, I thought you should know because you said it a year ago, and I'm not crazy, I promise. Um, I actually get to interview her at Lovelit, and I don't know how I'm gonna handle myself. I will handle myself professionally, but I was like, I asked her at the meet and greet for her book tour stop. I was like, hey, also, I'm live podcasting at this event. Would you consider coming on for like 20 minutes? And she was like, yeah, just email me. Hello? So super, super, super excited about that.
I love that. It's giving just call Taylor up.
What would you do if you just called Taylor up or what, however the phrase goes? Yeah, I just,
Except it's coming from Taylor or Christine herself.
yeah, what would you do if you just emailed me?
Ah, the dream. Ah, dream come true. Oh my gosh. I literally, I'm just so stoked. Like that's so fun. I love how everything's just going. It's so good and it's so exciting for me to like see you like on this trajectory. Like it is so, so fun. And I'm just truly so excited to see like what else is to come because there's so much more. Speaking of Dancing with the Stars, obviously, who are you dying to see on the next season? And I don't know, like bonus points for like dream partners, I guess.
Oh, you know, this is the one question that I didn't prepare for, but oh my gosh. Um, Trisha Paytas obviously has to go on at some point. I don't care when, as long as I'm alive to see it happen, I'm good. So Trisha Paytas needs to go on. I would love a stand-up comedian. Like, have y'all seen Leanne Morgan? She is a hoot. I love Leanne Morgan. Honestly, like I would kill to see Bert Kreischer go on Dancing with the Stars. As or Brittany Broski. I
Yes.
I need some kind of comedian, pop culture person. Like I need them on Dancing with the Stars. Stat. Um, I want to see again. I'm going back to Jason Mraz. Okay, Jason Mraz had this beautiful arc on the show. I swear to you, he is like a Roman Empire all time best star because he took a dance class in college. He felt so insecure. He was bullied about it. He didn't dance for years. He went on the show and he got second. Should have gotten first. He got second, and genuinely the dance progress he made, he's a great dancer. Um, I want more cast members like that. Less young people. Like I understand that like teenagers have talent. I don't doubt that. I know you have to vary it up a little bit. 24 is my cap, truthfully, unless I personally love them. But 24 and up, that's the age range I want to see. Like Elaine Hendricks, more casting like her, please. Um, I don't know though. Frankly, I want Lisa Ann Walters, Elaine's best friend. I want her to go on the show for real now. Um, yeah, and then dream partners wise, this is so selfish, but like I got really scared seeing Val almost win a fourth mirror ball. Homeboy has enough. I understand that everybody loves him, and I love him, but I need a mirror ball for Brandon Armstrong. I need a mirror ball for um, Pasha. Oh my gosh, if I were to ever go on this show, if for some reason, let's just hypothetically think that I publish this book, it gets so big that instead of doing an adaptation, they just put me on the show. Please, for the love of God, put me with Pasha Pashkov. I love him so much. I would bleed and die for this man. He is everything to me. He is such just a wonderful person, the sweetest girl dad. Oh my gosh, like he needs a mirror ball. I will build him one with my bare hands. I don't care. And I can't even do those silly little kid crafts at Home Depot. Like I would make him a mirror ball just so he could have one. He gets I don't want to like diminish any of his partners. He rarely gets like a super competitive partner. And it makes me so mad. Him and Brandon both. Those two, one of them needs a mirror ball next season. I don't care how we need to make it happen, just make it happen. Frankly, with all of the things that I like would write into my books and then they would get put in real life, I know Dina Katz is in my walls. I know that production team is in my TikTok. So I need to be more vocal about like manifesting like really competitive partners for those two, and maybe one of them will win the mirror ball. So I don't know. That was just a lot of nothing that I just gave, but um any partner that will get either of those two wonderful men a mirror ball, um, or also anybody that could get Ezra back to the finals because an Ezra final was everything to me.
Yeah.
Ezra is, I love him.
I just love all of them. I cannot agree more. Issa and I talk so much about how much we love Brandon. It's like it's probably not even funny anymore. But I would love to see Eason already gave like our people we want on another episode, I think. But this just came to mind because I always know like okay, the last couple seasons we started like bringing back on like people who just kind of like were viral from the Olympics, but and I just love the Winter Olympics. I love the ice skaters and like but what's crazy is the way that they train and like compete every year like the Winter Olympic athletes I feel like are less likely to go do the show like that until they're retired because just how demanding it is. But like, oh, just thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I'd love to see like Amber Glenn.
Yeah.
Amber Glenn. Okay? They're just like anyone. But I love all of them. This team, like, they're just all so great. But I'm like, she's getting, I want to say she's close to retiring, but she is like, people talk a lot about her age because she's older than a lot of ice skaters are and still competing. So, hey, whenever she's ready.
All I got to do is speak it into my TikTok and somebody on that production team will make it.
Right.
I'm convinced. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't know the tea, they took Prince Night semifinals from me. They took Die with a Smile. I have not looked at what music is being used on the actual tour that's happening right now because I'm scared. They
Hmm.
they've taken so much unintentionally from me, and I'm scared. I'm
Yeah.
scared. They'll
Oh my,
do it.
Prince, Prince Night alone, but Prince Night semi, it's just too specific. It's
I
too
when,
specific.
like, did AI take my Google Doc and like spread it into a chat room somewhere? Because that's spooky. But I will say, ever since Stranger Things, the finale came out, I'm sort of glad it happened because Purple Rain and When Doves Cry just like blew up. And I was like, you know what? It's okay. I like my revision a lot. I made it into a like ABBA night. So I swear to God, if I find out in the fall that they're doing an ABBA night, which Ezra Sosa himself suggested in a post show interview, I'm going to have a come apart and it will be documented for the public.
Oh my goodness. I feel like when is I don't know. I don't think it's like figured out yet. Oh wait, no. Okay, here's what I think. I think we're safe because my head, I'm thinking long game. I'm thinking they would wait to do an ABBA night until when Mamma Mia 3 is like coming because they're not supposed to start filming until summer of this year. And so I just think they're gonna wait. They're probably gonna be like, we need to like capitalize on like this being the thing.
Mhm. I
So,
hope so. Let's bank on that because I don't
yes,
want my heart to take another loss.
right. Another fun question. I know you mentioned you're getting out of your reading slump. Do you have like a book or two on your immediate TBR, just one you've been like dying to read for yourself, um, that you haven't just gotten the chance to get to yet?
Lineup is stacked. Oh, I know exactly what it's going to be. I started chapter 3 a couple days ago. The book is called To Cage a Wild Bird by Brooke Fast. It's actual dystopia, new adult. It sold. I'm also a big proponent of stalking the heck out of Publishers Marketplace for like deals, how much the deal was for, who was it with, by what agent, et cetera, et cetera. This book got a big deal. Um, and I love a dystopian book. I don't know why. It just calls to me. I think it's because it's the first thing I picked up when I was first becoming a reader. Um, in my best but likely botched way of describing this book, it is about a girl in a society where if you commit any kind of crime, you receive a capital sentencing and you're brought to a prison called Endlock. And when you are a prison in Endlock, the wealthy people in society can pay to hunt you for sport. Um, and the main character, her brother, that she's been, thieving and murdering to make ends meet and provide for him, he ends up in prison. And so she gets herself convicted, put in the prison to try and protect him and find a way out. But she also is starting to develop some feelings for one of the prison guards. So it's all about trust, corrupt society, and like all that jazz. So I'm glued. I'm locked in. The pacing is already really, really good. Super immersive writing. I recommend it very much. I'm already getting 5-star tingles from the book.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so good. Putting that on my TBR ASAP. I love a dystopian because tell me why we haven't had any good YA or even like new adult. Okay, also can I just say I love your take on new adult because yeah, yes and amen. Tell me why we haven't had any like Maze Runner or Hunger Games or Divergent since, 2014. I need some more YA dystopian.
Not only that, we need more dystopian for the guys and girls who read The Hunger Games and all those books in the 2010s, and now they are in their 20s or 30s. And we need characters in their like mid to late 20s that are dealing with these typically YA dystopian problems, but now they are the leads. I need one of those. I will write one of those if I have to, but I need more.
Yes.
And this is a great start to Cage a Wild Bird. Um, yeah, I could talk about the argument for publishing more new adult books for days, but I'm going to spare you from that. If you want to go read about that, you can go to my Substack.
Oh my gosh. Perfect. Yes. I love your Substack, can I just say? I love all of the Substacks. They're just so fun. And I get like an email, I'm like, yes, dopamine. Thank you.
It's so fun. Yes, where are all the places that people should keep up with you to get your behind the scenes of your writing, your life, everything Sydney Applegate.
Absolutely. Okay, so what I like to say that my Instagram is my front porch, because basically you'll just get your, broad content on Instagram. Um, I am very big on publishing behind the scenes over on Substack, but also TikTok. You will get my raw, unfiltered author journey on TikTok. Um, and then also, if you want to invest in my books, if you want to become a reader of mine, you can order them in all the usual places, but I will always recommend ordering from sydneyapplegate.com because I can personally sign it for you, give you bookmarks and stickers and virtual kisses through the mail. So that's where you can find me. And then obviously I'm going to Love LitCon. And where else am I going? I know I have some. Oh, I'm also doing an event with Haley Grace McCormick. She's releasing a book called The Enemy of Time. So if you're in Denton, you can come get a ticket to see us at the Emily Fowler Library. But otherwise, that is where you can find me.
This was so much fun. And Sydney, we could literally sit here all day and just pick your brain and hear your thoughts and hear your sultry, soothing podcaster voice. I love it. But unfortunately, this episode does need to come to an end. But before we officially close, we are going to be ending as we always do. But since it's Week of Love and a new episode every day, we have a song of the day instead of song of the week. So, Sam, what is your song of the day?
Oh, goodness. My song of the day is going to be, um, ooh, this is so hard. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with Vodka Cranberry by Conan Gray. Longtime favorite. Um, yeah, I will listen to that album every day of the week. So, yes.
He got snubbed from the Grammys so bad I can't even handle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. I was gonna ask Sydney, what's your song of the day? I'm just sitting here like, all right, everyone talk.
Okay, in the theme of Week of Love, but also it's from my writing playlist for the book that I'm drafting. So not the Dancing with the Stars book, but one that I'm drafting. It's gonna have to be "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" by Elton John and Kiki D. I could be having the worst day ever, and when that song comes on, I feel like the Lorax ascending into the sun ray.
Yes.
I love that song so much.
That's so good. I think the first time I actually like listened to that song was in Romeo and Juliet.
Yes, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, so good. My song of the day is, as we all know, Issa's very in her Broadway and music, just musicals. I love a musical. And a song that has been on repeat is Bloom from In Pieces, which is a musical, but it's not actually quite yet a musical, just the songs. And it's sung by or Antonio Cipriano. I mean, and a girl, but I don't remember her name. And for all of you off-campus fans, like of the series, the book series, soon to be a TV show, Antonio Cipriano, who does he play? Mr. John Logan. And he's also famously the ex-boyfriend of Miss
Renee
Renee
Rapp.
Rapp. And In the Kitchen is allegedly,
About
also
him.
allegedly, written about him.
Yeah.
Serious? Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I'm going
Deep
down.
dive. Yeah,
Here's
after
the
this.
lore. I love him so much. And his voice is so good. I'm like, dang, why couldn't he have like a singing role in off campus? There are no singers in those boys. Tough.
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh, this was so fun. I love getting to chat with both of you at the same time. It's just so fun.
This was a blast.
Yes, this was so much fun. And as always, we're going to have all of Sydney's links linked down below, like her Instagram, Substack, Talk Wordy, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. Yeah, it was such a pleasure. We love having you, and I'm sure this is not the last time. This is far from the last time, let me tell you. You're welcome anytime and every time. We love you so much. And this week of love, what a special week. Toast to our friendship.
Yes. Happy 2 years.
But yes, that was so good, so fun. Sam and Sydney, I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day.
Thanks, Issa, and likewise to you all. Bye.
Bye.